Hello, everyone. Please confirm that I'm audible so that I can start off. Okay, great. So, hello, everyone. Welcome to the last day of the summit. So, I'll be doing the opening remarks, and then I'll proceed with my workshop. By then, we will move on to the founder of AYLS presentation and closing remarks. First of all, I would like to express how sad I am that this edition has to come to an end, but every end marks a beginning. So I would say that we have learned a lot during the past 3 days with the different international and accomplished speakers with their insightful and visionary workshops from opportunities generated by the digital revolution in Africa to the habits of digital transformation leaders. I'm thrilled to be taking part of this venture, and I won't miss the opportunity to thank the team members for sticking till the end and making this summit a great success. And also I want to thank those who I have worked with directly and indirectly. So today I will tackle the crisis recovery framework from the scope of digital marketing. If you could spare me 1 minute. So let's get to know a little bit about me. So I have over 2 years of experience behind the curtains in the event industry. 1 year with Masterpiece Morocco as a PR associate, PR and event planner within We Consult, and head of social media and public relations within AYLS for the past 9 months. And I would say it was a roller coaster of feelings. Here's a little walkthrough for today's workshop. So we're gonna start off by getting to know a little bit more about you. And we will move on to COVID hits. We'll talk a little bit about COVID impacts on the marketing world. Then we will move on to digital marketing. I will just brush through it very quickly and move on to a step-by-step crisis recovery growth framework. So let's get to know each other. I would like to hear what's your buzz. Have you ever had any experience with digital marketing? What do you do? Where are you from? So feel free to unmute yourselves and maybe show your lovely faces. Anyone to start? Malang,
Hi guys.
Mustafa, Iman, anyone? Hello.
My name is Salman Mustafa. I am from Iraqi Kurdistan region. Nice to know you. I'm
Nice to
working
meet
at the
you.
University of Slimani, and I'm a member of the Iraqi Leadership Fellows. And thank you so much for this opportunity.
Thank you. Anyone else? We have Nima, Honor, Hanan, Brahim, Yunus, Deborah. Any one of you would like to let us know if you know a little bit about digital marketing, if you ever encountered challenges in this matter. All right, so I think we'll be moving on. So, COVID hits. We all know that financial institutions across the world are monitoring and dealing with the effects of COVID-19 pandemic. What I would label as the real impacts on behavior change. I mean, even seniors joined the bandwagon of internet consumers. So companies and businesses are working to understand the immediate challenges to society and economies and the long-term impact on the interconnected financial systems. So they're using their expertise to help themselves and help their customers to make good decisions in today's highly volatile operating environment. So at a time of crisis, it is important that we share our insights and experience, helping each other to contain and mitigate the impact of COVID-19 on the financial system and the broader economy. And I believe that the African Youth Leadership Summit is an opportunity for young leaders to make best use of the space of growth brought about the status quo. As we have learned in Andrea's workshop, that uncertainty and problems stimulate innovation. Hence the theme to break boundaries, connect people, and create opportunities. So brands across the globe are slowly coming to terms with the volatile business environment we have found ourselves in with the effects of the global pandemic. Whether companies have temporarily frozen operations or have decided to implement an innovation-driven remote working system. Um, I would say how you approach your digital marketing strategy should be a primary focus in these worrying times ahead. And it would be foolish to discount the power and pull off live, physical, and real offline marketing. The unforeseen disappearance of all channels in relation to the offline events, such as conferences, along with the increasing barriers on the face-to-face business, poses a sizable challenge, I would say, for marketers today. I mean, soon your prospective clients or customers, they're going to be hesitant in walking through a door and shaking your hand. And no one really has an idea of how long this will last and whether this will lead to longer term challenge. So, digital marketing. I just want to brush through digital marketing real quick by debunking 5 myths and to put these misconceptions to bed. So we have the first myth, digital marketing is the only marketing you need. This is false. Digital marketing is one of the most important components to a marketing strategy, but digital marketing needs to stem from your overall brand and messaging guidelines. It needs to fit in into the defined marketing mix you assign to your brand or company. Perhaps I would say one of the most important elements of digital marketing is the foundation work, where you figure out your customers and consumption habits. So identify the best message to reach them with the like at every stage of the cycle of buying. But on the other hand, we cannot deny that when we want to buy something, we would go through internet. We would most likely check it before buying it and do some research. But we shouldn't discount the support produced by more traditional marketing, such as printing or flyers and so on. Thus, the amount of time and money you contribute to digital marketing as a whole, into its individual elements like social media, email marketing, and so on, it will also vary from industry to industry. I mean, according to the needs. Moving on to the second myth: website done, digital marketing done. That is also false. Just because you have a website, it doesn't mean that you have a digital marketing strategy completed. I mean, I'm sorry to tell you that, but a website is just the beginning. Websites generally don't work as a standalone marketing tool. They integrate with blogs, social channels, and even the traditional marketing methods such as print advertising. So you would need to consider your search engine optimization, which is SEO, and paid for strategy, as well as making time to analyze and improve your website. After all, I would say there's no point in flashy, all singing, all dancing website if no one knows why is it there. So you can actually implement a strong plan for your digital marketing strategy and generate revenue without a website. That is to say, I mean, looking at all the features on these social media platforms that we have today, such as Facebook and Instagram, with integrated features, e-shops, agendas for appointments, and so on, they can actually generate money without having a website. Moving on to the third myth, which is none of my target markets is online. I mean, everybody uses the internet nowadays, and sustainability and resilience are two very important concepts in business. In this modern world, they can be attained by having a digital identity and presence. And it's becoming easier to find customers online than in real life. I mean, I would say it is extremely unlikely today that none of your target audience is using the internet. It's important to make sure that your business is sustainable and that you are ahead of the game by ensuring that potential consumers or customers can locate you at any point of the buying cycle. I mean, some people or some small businesses like a hairdresser or someone who makes cupcakes would think that they cannot actually obtain or reach their customers online, but that is false. I mean, as much as you optimize your reach and you work on it, anyone could just hop in Google, type in keywords, I don't know, hairdresser, haircut, or anything of that sort, and you can just show up there and they can reach you. So if your customers and competition is online, you should be too. Moving on to the fourth myth: digital marketing is free. as the old saying goes, nothing in life is free. So this is very true when it comes to digital marketing. Even if you decide to run your digital marketing yourself, you still need to take into account the time it's taken you. And of course, whether that time would be better spent on other tasks, especially if the returns you're getting are minimal. Moving on to the fifth myth, which is there are too many social channels to manage. Here, I would say we just have to keep it simple. So many companies try to cover social channels, every social channel possible. And they have so many social media logos spread across their website that it is impossible to keep track of. However, with further investigation, you see that most of these social channels hardly have any content or conversation going on. So we need to unravel and understand the needs of the target. I'll be coming back to this in a moment, but a good tip would be to get involved in one or two social channels as a start. And by then, you can spend your time interacting on those channels. So, um, to sum up this myth, I would say by properly planning your strategy, you'll figure out which digital channel will work best for you. Now, back to the unforeseen disappearance of all channels in relation to offline events and conferences, um, along with the increase in barriers, as I have mentioned before. Um, there are like this generated many challenges, and today I would say it even went to the extent of what I would call die-in or extant species in terms of several industries, such as the event industry. According to Aziz Buslimeti, he is the president of the Professional Event Providers Groupment in Morocco. Um, he specified that it is important to stress that the economic impact of the events industry ecosystem is 63 billion dirhams, which represents 5% of gross domestic product, and with nearly 5,000 companies and 190,000 indirect jobs. So when COVID hit, I would say um, the event industry, I'm just giving an example, like the event industry comes just as a real life example. The event industry went to extent. So that is why we should actually think and tackle the crisis recovery growth framework, and we have to think how to overcome the challenges that we have all encountered when COVID-19 happened. So the digital marketing is quickly developing in front of our eyes, and it's almost impossible to reject or hide from it. Um, in every business needs to set up a crisis recovery plan that will allow them to operate amid the current pandemic. And marketing, when done right, actually it plays a big role in this. I'll break down this process into a checklist for each step. So we have crisis, recovery, and growth. Starting off with crisis, so we have connect, adjust, and engage. In this phase, we have three main key channels. It would be the website, search engine optimization, and content. So in this phase, businesses should connect by maintaining the website and increasing digital relevance. They need to adjust to the context by adding COVID-19 related content, frequent asked questions, your policies, banners, and make the updates needed. Lastly, it would be engaged by starting to develop new content. By then, the business can start recovering, and we call it working in the new normal. I know many of you are actually familiar with this new normal. So during recovery, we invest both time and money. So we listen to our customers in order to find out how to tune the business and figure out how to package what we're offering to our customers in the most effective way. So this involves generating interest with unique offers, targeted relaunch of paid media, investing in SEO, and amplifying omni-channels efforts with email. Now, moving on to the last check, which is growth. Like, there are three main points, which is harvest, double efforts, and investments and omni-channel synergy. Here, let's think about businesses and companies as farmers. And during the recovery, they have been planting seeds. So it is time to harvest the content marketing efforts. But bear in mind that digital marketing takes time, and sales and customers' behavior won't scale up breaking ceilings overnight. That's for sure. So it needs time and patience. Yet that should not stop businesses and companies, that should not stop you from multiplying your efforts as well as your investment to leverage more value and increase the number of potential clients or prospects while keeping the symbiotic strategy of omni-channel with synergetic values. So hereby, I would say that I have finished the checklist. I hope I was not long for you, and I open the floor for questions. Okay, I would go back to the conversation. I agree. In order to have a sustainable business, one should have always recovery plans, plan B and C and D. Thank you, Abdurrahman. I would agree with that. Totally agree. Maybe plan Z. Be ready all the time for sure. So I would be happy to answer your questions if you have any. That's what I studied last semester. A company should have many plans because in the business world, you don't know what hits hard. True. I mean, no one was really expecting the pandemic, but we have, on the pace, we have all learned how to adapt. And I mean, not just talking about business, we have all learned how to adapt with the quarantine and what all came after the pandemic when it first hit. But I would love to hear your insights. I would love to hear your input if you have anything to add, any suggestion, something that I have maybe missed in my presentation that you would like to mention or add. Could you share how we've adapted as AYLS to the status quo briefly? Well, to start off, thank you, Abdurrahman, for this question. I mean, I would say we were lucky that we have chosen digitalization as a main theme because this theme was chosen way before the pandemic. And when the pandemic hit, I mean, the event was going to be physical, but unfortunately we weren't able to achieve that Yet we have learned how to adapt. We have focused on social media. Note that we had over the past months more than 300,000 reach in both platforms, Facebook and Instagram. We have, I mean, I guess for the previous editions, I didn't have the chance to take part of it, but in the previous editions, they were pre-events, like physical pre-events that took place. Um, Instead of that, we have actually adapted the strategy. I don't know if some of you are familiar with the time capsule we had on Instagram. We have invited previous speakers, participants, and organizers. We have had the previous editions and the previous workshops that took place. Also, we have mainly focused on social media to reach people. We organized a roundtable as a pre-event too. We had international speakers talking about the pandemic and the recovery, of course. So that is how we adapted as the social media parts of African Youth Leadership Summit in its third edition. I'll go back to. Do you think this is practical nowadays, mainly with SMEs, knowing that there is a huge gap in terms of training and mentoring when it comes to digital world? Can you explain what do you mean by practical? This is practical? What are you inferring? Yes, the company should have different plans of work. Definitely. I have enjoyed the conversation.
Hello. Can you hear me? Yeah, sorry, I live in Iraq. So when the pandemic hit Iraq, we really, because people don't use bank account and the digital marketing is very, very hard. So I think it is nowadays is growing in Iraq because people thought that we are very delayed according to our neighborhood and all the other countries that is they are very progressive in and having companies like that focusing on the customers online. Rather, we use cash, of course, and even we use digital marketing and online marketing, but it's like we still face difficulties because when someone was called order something online and you're gonna take it to the house, they're gonna pay you in cash. Sometimes they don't like the product and they refuse to buy it, and it's very, very hard in Iraq, really. Unlike other countries, unlike other like Gulf countries, for example, or Turkey, that's our close, and other developed countries. So yeah, through March, I saw so many digital marketing companies that enter in market because they think this is very, very crucial because and it's very clean, very fast. You're gonna choose whatever you like online. So my question is that what do we do in countries like Iraq, like other countries that use cash rather than bank account, and we face so many difficulties? How we can satisfy the customers? Thank you so much.
Sure. What I would say is the pandemic has worked as an accelerator sorry, to the digital world. So I believe now it is maybe COVID-19 has raised a red flag, and it is now big time to think about innovative solutions. Maybe if the current digital tools that are available in developed countries, we can maybe think about innovative solutions and innovative ideas to make it more accessible to people. Because I would say it is true that people, like there are some people who still fear the digital tools and the digital world, but it is big time to think about innovative solutions that would maybe the current digital tools are here and we have to innovate something here, but which would be easier and more practical to to the context and the environment that you live in. I hope I have answered your question, Salman. I have enjoyed the presentation following from Zambia, Ray Wanza. Thank you. The presentation was really good. Thank you, Sam. Thank you, Deborah. Great presentation, Sam. Very informative. Thank you for having me on. Thank you for joining in and making it here. Your presentation was so good. Thank you. Thank you for, I love the content. I'm definitely intrigued in learning more about the digital sphere. Thank you, Miriam. Yes, I have been following those workshops. Total success. Thank you. I quote for Marcus Aurelius, "A step back has always cleared the way for greater prosperity." Thank you. Big thanks from Morocco. Well done, proud of you. Thank you. How a company can create a notice in the market world to deliver a product or service that is new. Noise. Okay. How a company can create a noise in the market, a buzz, you mean, in the market world to deliver a product or service that are new. I believe I have mentioned the digital presence. So when you have a new product or a new service to offer, you have to think about your digital presence. So there are many ways to work on that. If you have a website, you can, there are free and there are like paid for strategies. For example, SEO, you can look that up. I mean, there are many workshops and many sessions online for free to learn about how to optimize your websites, how to optimize your digital presence. So if you're working with a website, you have to think about how you can optimize your digital presence through that, whether using SEO or SME. Also, if you have social media channels, if you're working with that, you have to think about all the possible ways that you can put that product, of course, after knowing what the market needs and how you can actually reach your customers. So once you have the product and you have thought about how to reach those people, you can always use the ads on Facebook, on Instagram. You can reach out and collaborate with other people. I mean, we can't do everything ourselves if we cannot, if we reach out to people to help around, maybe to reach for influencers, which is something that most, I would say, cosmetic and fashion companies do. They reach for influencers. They look for ambassadors for their brand and so on. So there are really many ways to tackle how we can launch a new product and service and make a buzz out of it. If you started a business online without any official registration, would you still be able to preserve the rights of your brand if someone is copying the content of your brand and even take legal actions? I don't think so, but I think it has to do with copyrights, maybe. I wish I could give you more details about that, but...
Good afternoon, Salam. Good afternoon, Salama. This is Enes. How are you?
Hello.
Can you hear me? Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Oh, okay. Well,
Yes,
Well, first of all, I want to say thank you for the invite.
I can hear you.
I want to say thank you for the invite. It is a very great presentations. Going back to the digital, it is the keys to success. I live in Orlando, Florida. I am a vice president at JP Morgan Chase for the commercial side of the bank. And the key to success, like you said, it is digital. The second thing, it is knowing your customers, who your customers are, because you can be on the digital. However, you're marketing to the wrong crowd. You need to know exactly who your customers and how you're gonna target your customers. Going back to whoever asked the question about if I start a business, without license on the US, again, I'm talking here in the US, absolutely, you are liable. Somebody can sue you if you don't have a trademark. Somebody can steal your idea and market it under his name and benefit from it. So I'm not sure which side of the continent the person who asked the question, but usually when you start a business, do your due diligence upfront. Make sure exactly that you are protected because in the digital world, anyone can steal your idea, can twist it, can change your website, and you can lose a lot of customers that way. Thank you again for having me.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Okay, we have another insight. I would say understand your clients, and by then you can decide which approach you use. Then you can use the different methods with a clear target segment. I believe it depends on the product itself and clients. So do we have any other questions, any other insights to add? I would be glad to hear from you. How about creating a need of the product and make customers strive for it? Eunice, that would rely on how creative and innovative you are. That's what I can say. Sani, Asani, go ahead, please. You can unmute yourself.
Hello.
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 Yes, we can hear you.
Yeah. I say, what about making it like necessary for the customers and the buyers for it? Hello.
Yes, we would. If you can repeat, please. Hello? Hello, hello? I believe we cannot hear you. We can't create a need, but we can trigger it by creating that desire in our customers. I would say, for example, the energy bracelet, no smokers bracelet, and so on. Yeah. So I don't want to be taking much of your time. I don't know. As for me, I totally agree with you, Salama. It's time to think outside the box, no matter the environment. That's where self-discovery starts and digital transformation occurs. True. I don't know if there are other insights or questions. I'd be glad to answer and hear from you as well. No one? Anyone? Any advice for the AYLS social media and PR department? uh,
Hello.
Hello.
I just have a question. By the way, my name is Nima. I attended the first AYLS summit rather in Marrakesh, and the third one I'm here online. I just wanted to know what's next for AYLS. Is it going to go digital? Is it going to stay like this, or is it gonna? I don't know. Just a curious question.
Yeah, sure. I would actually leave that question to the founder of AYLS, and but that was going to be coming up short. I believe he has the answer to that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Sure. Coming back to the question, any advice for the AYLS social media and PR department? For this edition or for the upcoming edition? If it's for this edition, I would say, speaking as the head of social media and PR department, I wish I had more engagement and more faithfulness in work with the team members that were under the social media and PR department. But I would say I wouldn't be able to make it without the other team members. For the next edition, I don't know. Maybe I don't know, honestly. It depends on the next edition theme. It depends on how is it gonna be. Abdurrahman, I hope you have something to add about that. So I believe there are no more questions, and I think we heard anyone with insights or suggestions to add. Now I will be leaving the floor to the founder and the mastermind behind the African Youth Leadership Summit, Mehdi Badawi, with his panel and closing remarks. And thank you for your questions, your insights. And I would say it again, it was an honor. And I was actually thrilled to take part as a speaker in this edition. Thank you, everyone.